Hello everyone, I'm doing Clich'e, and for the conclusion of Pixar Easter Eggs Month, I'm going to show you the other Pixar Easter eggs. Whether they be like maybe the Luxo Ball, or Luxo himself, or toys from Toy Story appearing in other Pixar films. Now, I'm not including Easter eggs from Inside Out because that movie is still in theaters, so enjoy. During the staff meeting in Toy Story, the books behind Woody have titles of Pixar shorts that were released before Toy Story. There is a Mickey Mouse clock on Andy's bedroom wall in Toy Story. The Luxo Ball appears twice in Toy Story, during the Army Man scene and during Buzz's imaginary flight scene. In Andy's room, there is a red Luxo lamp on his desk. In Sid's room in Toy Story, he has a Binford toolbox, which is a reference to Tim Allen's TV show Home Improvement. During the chase scene in Toy Story, the song that is playing in Andy's mom's van is Hakuna Matata from The Lion King. In A Bug's Life, as Flick enters the city, there are names of different Pixar employees, I believe that's right, on the buildings such as Darla, and there's also a Lion King poster hidden. During the opening credits of Toy Story 2, there is a Luxo constellation. In the scene in Toy Story 2 when Woody is looking for his hat and Mr. Potato Head finds Mrs. Potato Head's ear, she is reading A Bug's Life book. In the crossing the road scene from Toy Story 2, Heimlich the Caterpillar can be seen in a bush. The cleaner who fixes Woody in Toy Story 2 is actually Jerry from the Pixar short Jerry's Game. In the Scare Force scene in Monsters Incorporated, one of the curtains that Randall uses to practice his camouflage is the cloud wallpaper from Toy Story. At the end of Monsters Incorporated, when Sally sends Boo back to the human world, 3 of the toys she hands Sally are Jessie from Toy Story 2, the Luxo Ball, and Nemo from the upcoming film Finding Nemo. In Finding Nemo, when Nemo is looking around the dentist's waiting room, next to this toy chest you'll see a Buzz Lightyear. In the scene where Gil is imagining his escape plan in Finding Nemo, the figurehead of this sunken ship is the lady from Knick Knack. In the scene where Nigel enters the dentist's room in Finding Nemo, the mobile hanging from the ceiling is in Boo's room in Monsters Incorporated. In the waiting room, the magazine that this kid is reading is a Mr. Incredible magazine. In the ending scene of Finding Nemo, this yellow car that passes by on the road is Luigi from Cars. During the end credits of Finding Nemo, Mike from Monsters Incorporated can be seen swimming in the ocean. In The Incredibles, when Bob and Lucius are parked in this alley, you can see names on the buildings next to them that are Andy and Luxo. During the scene where the Incredibles destroy the Omnidroid, a car that can be seen is Doc Hudson from Cars. During the first race of Cars, on the back of one RV you can see the jackalope from Boundin'. Mr. the King's sponsors, Dinoco, is a reference to the Dinoco gas station from Toy Story. During the scene in Ratatouille where Remy is climbing out of the sewers, this dog's shadow is actually Doug from the upcoming film Up. In the scene in Ratatouille where Linguini enters his small apartment, Next to the TV, you can see a cockroach, which is Wally's pet cockroach, Hal. In this scene, Ratatouille, you can see that Linguini's underwear is covered with the Incredibles logo. During the La Festin song, this mime is Bon Voyage from the Incredibles. In Wally, when he's entering his truck, you can see that he has a Rex from Toy Story. During a day at work in Wally, one of the things in the garbage is the scooter that Skinner uses from Ratatouille. During the scene in Wally where Eve notices the statue of her that Wally built out of trash, you'll see how the Luxo lamp is part of it. During the scene in Up where Carl is buying plane tickets to Paradise Falls, the brochure next to the lady is the lady from Knick Knack. In the scene where Carl first goes up, you'll see that in this little girl's room, she has flowers on her wall which resemble the flowers on Boo's door from Monsters Incorporated, and there's also the Luxo ball. In that same scene, you'll also see a Luxo teddy bear from the upcoming Pixar film Toy Story 3. In the opening scene of Toy Story 3, the number of the train is 95, which is also McQueen's number from Cars. In the scene in Toy Story 3 where the army men are parachuting out of Andy's room, you'll see that on the toy box you'll see a Nemo sticker. In the scene in Toy Story 3 where Woody is looking at all of Andy's high school papers, you'll see that one paper is signed by Carl and Ellie Fredrickson. In the scene in Toy Story 3 where Andy's mom is trying to get him to decide whether he is taking things to college, throwing them away, or putting them in the attic, you'll see that Molly is reading a magazine that has Darla Sherman from Finding Nemo on the back. In the scene where the toys are looking out of the box into the butterfly room of Sunnyside, you'll see that one of the toys is Lightning McQueen from Cars. Is this little girl Boo from Monsters Incorporated? When Lotto is introducing himself to the toys, you'll see that one of the toys on a shelf is Mr. Ray from Finding Nemo. In the scene where Woody is stuck in a tree, you'll see that one of the tiles on this wall is the Luxo ball. In the scene where before the Caterpillar kids come into the daycare, you'll see that some of the toys that are underneath some things are toys from Tin Toy. Totoro from My Neighbor Totoro is one of Bonnie's toys. In the scene where the toys are trying to put Buzz into his proper setting, you'll see that Buzz has B&L batteries. In Cars 2, when Mater and McQueen are coming back from their day, you'll see that this movie at the drive-in is The Incredibles. In this scene in Cars 2, you can see that the tapestry in the background is a Cars version of the tapestry from Brave. When Merida first enters the Witch's Cottage in Brave, you'll see that on a carving is Sully from the upcoming Monsters University. In Monsters University, during the scene where they are announcing the first game, on the wall is the Luxo ball. During the final scare game, you'll see that a dinosaur toy is actually from the upcoming Good Dinosaur film. Well, that does it for Pixar Easter Eggs Month. See you later.